It's a beautiful day for gaming. Just thought I'd talk about some, you know, let people know about their options for retro gaming and modern games when it comes to these controllers. All these are going to work with um, either multiple systems or original systems, retro and new, or like high-end clone systems. So here's I think it's the N30. Yes, NES 30 gamepad made to work with the NES Classic. That's why I bought this version with the NES Classic adapter. But this will also work with an original NES top loader, clone systems. Excuse me. So, yeah, it feels great. Great controller. You can even use this for modern games on modern systems. Um, this will also work with the Switch. So, I mean, just amazing controller there. Haven't used it much, but really enjoy the time I've spent with it, using it, playing games on it with it. 8BitDo SN30 gamepad. This will work with your original Super Nintendo, Super Famicom, the clone systems like Super Nintendo Classic, and I do own one of those. I have not opened it and probably won't. And no, I'm not going to sell it. It's just there for as a museum piece. But this is the Super Famicom inspired colors here, and that's why I bought this, just to kind of stand out from the rest of the Super Nintendo controllers that I own. So yeah, this also work with the Super NT, that is Analog's high-end clone system of the Super Nintendo. Great hardware clone system there, hardware emulation system with an FPGA chip. I know the YouTubers have talked about that, so I'm not going to get into that. Yeah, compatible with multiple systems. And 8-bit, I'm sorry, Retrobit's line of Sega Genesis controllers. They come in these nifty, well, some of them do. They come in these nifty hard plastic boxes for storage. Absolutely beautiful. There it is. This comes with both adapters, which is nice. You get your retro adapter and the USB adapter. So you're set there. And underneath is this felt tray is your storage for the charging cable / sync cable. I'm not really going to show that because it's just kind of silly. I still haven't opened the 6-button Genesis arcade pad. This is the clear blue for Genesis. Sega CD. This is the wired version. I just showed you the wireless version. And I do have this same version for the PC, but the difference between this and that is this version only has a mode button. The other has shoulder buttons, and I still gonna have to figure out how to plug that up to my PC and actually get it to work properly. Another great Retrobit controller, the Sega Saturn Clear Blue 6-button controller. I'm sorry, 8-button controller, 2.4 gigahertz wireless. That one I just showed in the plastic box is also 2.4 gigahertz wireless. But I'm so happy that Sega paired up with Retrobit in order to make these controllers. They licensed them and probably oversaw the quality control, and it shows. So this guy is compatible with the Sega Genesis Mini, PC and Mac, PS3 and Switch. So you're covered there. And I love these controllers because they're so versatile. You can use them on almost anything, any game. So hopefully we see some Sega Saturn games come to the Nintendo Switch. That would be awesome. As most people know, the Sega Genesis disc drives are getting up there in age, and they're starting to die on people. And it's not just any. You can't just stick any kind of CD drive in there. It's a proprietary drive. So, and I haven't opened this guy yet. We haven't really made the time to use this controller, but I will for sure. SN30 Pro Pad here, the Pro Pad Plus by 8BitDo. Looks like a Super Nintendo controller, but this also works with like PS3. Obviously, it's made for the Switch. And I want to correct something I said on a previous video. This is more like a hybrid between a Super Nintendo controller and PS4, not PS3. Maybe this will work with PS3. I think it does, and it does not have batteries. There's a 500 milliamp battery inside here. It's behind this door here. I can't. Well, should be able to. There we go. There it is. You can pop that out and replace it if need be. It's not hardwired into the system. Uh-oh. There we go. So yes, I will be using this and reviewing it later on this year. It is also the button mapping. You can do that in software. So that's really cool. That's the first controller that I've ever owned that can do that. And this is probably one of the very few of which you can do something like that. One more thing. The Nextelux Pro controller, I believe this is also compatible with PS3. I think it's made for Switch, mainly for Switch, but you can use it on other systems. I think Xbox One and maybe Xbox 360, PS4 as well. I'll have to look into that. If I'm wrong, I will correct that. So there's your options for controllers for like modern and retro systems, guys. It's and I've said this to coworkers, this is like one of the best times, sorry, to be a gamer. I would have to say that. I mean, you gotta love this stuff. I mean, high quality controllers, the wireless, you know, some people prefer wired, and I understand, and some people prefer to play retro games with only original wired controllers and stuff, or even the retro third-party stuff. I understand where people are coming from in that, because I was that way for a little while when I first started getting back into retro games, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone has their own preference. So yeah, if you have any comments or questions, go ahead and drop those down in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more content like this, including gameplay videos, vinyl record and CD and cassette tape reviews and comparisons and impressions, don't know if I'll continue the actual like electronics reviews, because I haven't picked up any a piece of like hardware or, you know, sound receiver or TV or something like that in quite some time. So, but yeah, if you want to see more content like this, click that subscribe button if you wish. And thank you again for watching my videos.